no, we will pay. I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, everywhere we went, it was amazing. But see, that's the thing. We had a different experience. Like, my friend Dan just went to Europe, and he backpacked all around.
On his own dime, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he got, like, the tourist experience of Europe. He got to, he was backpacking in hostels and stuff, so he was partying with, like, people from all over the world and stuff. We went there, more or less, the itinerary, it was a loose itinerary, but it was still laid out, more or less.
Did they just have sites they wanted you to skate?
Kind of, yeah. Like, the biggest place was called Scandaria, and it was the 1984 ice sports arena. It was, like, the ice hockey, there was, the luge, ski jump, all that shit. They even had like an indoor gymnasium, for, like a big basketball court, and it was fucking incredible. But that's the thing, though. We had a perfect setup. Everything was like kind of given to us. We hooked up with all these Bosnian locals, and they
Like
just
fixers,
showed us around.
fixers.
Huh?
They're fixers. That's what that's called.
More or less. They weren't necessarily fixers. They were the film crew, but they were just like immersed. Like they had never left the. Like, let's just say this. So like, oh, the next spot is pretty far away. It's like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, dude, I don't even want to explain Damascus, Maryland to you. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I know people that drive 15, 20 minutes to get fucking milk.
Do they not have transportation, or like?
It's funny that you mentioned that. First of all, it's Europe. All the cabs are Mercedes-Benz. Like, dude, Benzes are everywhere. It's like they're fucking Ford Focuses. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I learned something. San Francisco is popular for the trolley. Bosnia was not only the second city ever to have a trolley, which was still running. It was running like every moment I saw it. It was just all around the city. But they were the first city to have an electric trolley.
Really?
Yep. So yeah, in terms of transportation, they really have everything in the city. Like, they don't really need to move.
But nobody ever travels 15 minutes outside of it.
No, there's not really a need to, though. Like, it's not like, to be honest, I can't even really compare it to anything in America. I was about to compare it to, like, boroughs in New York, but it's not even like that. Like,
Yeah, people don't leave their borough in New York. I was living in Bushwick. I was living in, like, central Brooklyn. And I went to visit a friend in Coney Island, and I asked my other friends if they wanted to join me. And they were like, "You're going way the fuck down there?" And I was like, "Dude, I can run that distance."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they had no concept of like what an actual long drive was and stuff like that. But dude, like I said, I didn't have a dull moment, man. They just showed us all kinds of shit, like war-torn buildings from the Serbian War. We saw all kinds of weird shit too, like shit I didn't expect. Like
what?
Like, we got there and we landed there 7:30 p.m. their time, so it was pretty much nighttime. We had like the evening to go do whatever, but the guy that flew us out there, me and my friend Austin, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to bed, but I'll just show you around like maybe a square block, so you can like know your bearings.
Yeah.
But just remember like we're staying at this hotel." I'm like, "All right, cool." We literally skate half a block down, and he points to a museum, and he's like, "That's where World War I started." And I was like, "What?" Like, you're fucking kidding me? And he's like, "Yeah, that's where Archduke, I think Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah.
He tried killing himself there, and that's where.
I think he was attacked. I think there was an attempt, like an assassination attempt.
It was something like that. It was like a half assassination that went wrong. So, I think what happened was he tried to eat arsenic, and he tried to kill himself by jumping off this bridge.
Oh.
Turns out the bridge was only like 30 feet, and he jumped right into like a foot deep of water. So he wound up just like in a severe amount of pain with all the consequences afterwards.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I also saw I don't know if it's that popular, but it was popular to them, the Eternal Flame.
What is that?
It's a flame that's theoretically been burning since the Serbian War. It's got a lot of like dignity and like honor.
Is it like a torch they feed with fuel, or what is it?
No, actually, it's that's got to be the way they keep it lit. Like,
It's not like a gas leak that's 10 years old or something.
No. There's got to be like, as silly as it sounds, there's got to be a guy who comes to just like replenish the fuel. Like, it's silly, the Eternal Flame. But as silly as this sounds, European cold just seems colder than American cold. Like, it got to the point where like we were skating and I was tired, so I was just sitting on the ground. And this guy, he was yelling at me from his car, and I thought it was just because of skating.
Yeah.
And he actually stopped and got out and like came up to me and started yelling at me, and I was like, am I gonna have a fucking problem with this guy? But like I looked at the film crew, and the film crew's just like laughing and stuff. I'm like, what's this?
They know what he's saying, and you don't.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck's this guy saying? And they're like, he's scolding you because you're sitting on the ground. And I'm like, what do you
What?
mean? Like, I'm fucking tired. And they're like, there's two things you don't do in Bosnia. I'm not kidding. They're like, you don't sit on the ground and you don't go out with wet hair.
Why?
Like if someone sees you with wet hair, no matter who it is, they're just gonna give you shit for it.
Oh, they're afraid you'll get sick or something?
Yeah. And I'm like,
What?
dude, I'm from Baltimore. You don't know what sick is, dude.
I feel like
Get
in
fucking
America,
real.
people tell you if you go out with cold hair, you'll get pneumonia, you'll get a cold. But a
Yeah.
stranger wouldn't grab you on the street and
No,
be like,
this-
your hair is wet.
No, yeah, like in America, like it's frowned upon. Your grandma will make you put on a hat.
Right,
But
right.
In Bosnia, it's I won't go so far as to say it's a taboo, but it's like in between frowned upon and taboo. Like a dude literally stopped his car and he's like, no, you must stand up. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking tired. I'm
That's
skating for
bizarre.
hours. Yeah, it was
Bizarre to me as an American.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was just like little weird stuff. Like we went to a restaurant that was not like a sit down drink beer restaurant. It was more like a Panera Subway kind of a thing. Like
Right.
you go in and it's not fast food, but like I said, not a fancy restaurant. And literally everyone I was with just lit up a cigarette. And I was like, dude, what the fuck
Oh, yeah,
are you
yeah,
doing,
yeah,
man?
yeah.
And they're like, you can smoke anywhere in Bosnia, even hospital. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. And
You quit smoking right in time, right on time.
Dude, yeah, it's the closest I ever came to smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
I didn't even come close, but I was like, should I? Like everyone.
You're
in
like,
this
I've never been
country
able to
has a-
smoke tobacco with so much freedom.
It was ridiculous. Not to mention, our money, $1 is 1.75 marks. So our money almost doubles their money. So
Sure.
it is one of those places like let's just say this. We went to a fancy restaurant that was 5+.
Uh-huh.
We each got 2 drinks each. One of the chicks had wine. We got the most expensive meals. I got like this veal pasta. It was fucking incredible. And all of it combined was the equivalent of like $68. It was hilarious. Like people were like, oh, who's gonna foot the bill? We just threw down like 1,000 marks and just laughed. It was so funny, dude. We're like, dude, we can buy this fucking restaurant, man. It's so funny.